Welcome to Crazy Shit in Real Estate, a weekly podcast where I walk you through some of the wildest, most unbelievable stories you'll hear from the world of real estate. If you like real estate and you love crazy, this is the podcast for you. Before we get any further into this episode, I've got some information to share.
Oh, it's true. Real estate is super competitive and harder than you expected. That's why I created Leigh Brown University. It's everything you need to take you from point A to point whatever your goal is. You could be new to the business or a seasoned vet. I'll help you break through to the next level so that your professional life can look exactly like you desire. Enroll in Leigh Brown University today. I'll help you get there.
All right, so tell me about this transition that you went through when you decided to go full on into real estate in 2019. Obviously, right before COVID era, right before the markets were doing really well, but then they got quiet, then set on fire. So you've been in a wild market in your entire full-time time.
Right. So I was really encouraged by my broker because he's given me the training that I felt that had I had when I first got my license in 99, I probably would be in a much better place now. I don't feel that I received like the one-on-one training because with my educational background, my thing is I don't want to get out there and not know what I'm talking about. So I never felt confident as far as the market knowledge and contract knowledge and all that kind of things. I just want to make sure I can answer any question that's thrown at me. And I didn't feel confident enough until I was here at this brokerage I'm at now.
So how did you find that broker? Did you put the questions together yourself when you went out to interview and say, this is what I need? Do you provide this? Or how did you get lucky enough to find that relationship? Because we know from talking to all of our realtor friends, that's one of the biggest frustrations when you get your license is how do you find somewhere to land where you're going to get not just the information to be successful, but the hand-holding, because for the first several months in the business, there's a lot of what is the scoop on this neighborhood? I do not know this builder. What am I doing here? That it's on the job learning nonstop.
Well, it's actually odd the way that I ended up here because my broker is actually married to my cousin.
Oh, so it's nepotism, basically.
Yes. So I saw one of her open houses, and this was like in 2018, and she had like a line of about 50 people. This was back then. Our open house. So I reached out to her saying, like, what do you do? And she called me into the office because she had just opened the brokerage in December of 2018. So I approached her January 2019. And I was just reaching out to her to find out what she did to generate so much interest in her open house, but she actually was recruiting me at the time. I didn't even know. We just had this conversation like 2 weeks ago, and she actually went back to look at her messages that I sent her. She was like, wow, all this time I thought you were actually coming to work here at the brokerage. I was like, no, I just want to know your secret. I just want to pick your brain. And I literally said in the message, I just want to pick your brain. She was like, I didn't see any of that. I just thought you wanted to come work here. And I've been here ever since.
That's so funny because we do miss a lot of messages, right? When you think about what we find in talking to buyers and sellers, you're looking for the outcome you expected and you miss all of the other nuances that are happening. And she just forgot that you're a lifelong learner by nature. So of course you would be interested in the ins and outs of things as you work through that process in your mind. So now that you've been in for going on your second full year, so full-time being exactly where you are. By the way, if you're a listener or a viewer of the podcast, you should know that real estate, that 2-year mark is a massive hurdle to cross because 87% of realtors quit within the first 2 years. It's such a hard business and people don't always understand the ups and downs are just so dramatic, and it's the emotional burden and the physical burden and the time and the money and all of it adds up. So making it to 2 years is a really big deal. So in those 2 years, of course, you're in a really interesting market where you've got single family plus high rise, you've got Porsche buildings, which I think is weird anyway. So I'd love to know the moment you've encountered so far that would you say is your crazy moment. And I mean that one where we're having a cocktail and we're sitting outside, people watching, because that's always fun in Miami. And you would say, Leigh Brown, you are not going to believe what happened today. What's that story?
So actually, I was trying to ponder which story I would tell you. I actually have one that's crazy cute and one that's crazy disgusting. So which one do you want?
Oh, you're enjoying this little clip? Well, the rest of the story is available on any of your podcast apps. Just go search for and subscribe to Crazy Shit in Real Estate with Leigh Brown.